Hi everyone, this is Chef Jerry from RJ's Barbecue, and today we're doing rack of lamb, and hope you enjoy it. Today my partner in crime, Rose, she's not there, but I'll try to manage as best as possible. So you will need a pound and a half of lamb. You'll need some rosemary, thyme, garlic cloves, extra virgin oil, salt and pepper to your taste. We're gonna pat dry the meat and proceed to remove the fat cap. If you leave a little fat, it will render down, it will melt. But if you leave the silver skin, that will be tough and chewy. So you definitely want to remove the silver skin, that membrane. Also, you can see right here I'm using a large knife, a chef knife, but really you should be using like a fillet knife, and for the bone probably like a little paring knife works better. In order for the meat to be firm while I'm using my knife, I actually put it in the freezer for a few minutes. Or you can have it in the fridge as long as the meat is cold. Just think of butter. So it's hard when it's in the fridge or freezer, and it's easier to cut without, injuries. Another reason also to clean your meat like this is that you want the flavor, you want all the seasoning, the herbs to get inside your meat. So if it's on top of the fat or the membrane, it won't really go inside your meat. Now I'm Frenching the bones. I'm cleaning around the bones, making it presentable. It's easier to use a paring knife at this point. A French trim or Frenching it is really for the looks. This part right here will be the hardest thing you have to do. Removing that membrane can be very challenging, but it has to go out. But you scrape, eventually it'll come off. And the little trick would be to also grab a paper towel or a little towel and pull them off. Do you see all this excess meat at the very top right? Meat and fat. I use that for a nice sauce, a brown sauce with some herbs, some red wine. They'll go very well over your dish today. Alright, so this is pretty much the look that I want. I'm going to blanch it, so I'm going to pour some hot water over it because goat or lamb are gamey, and this will remove a little bit of that gaminess. So I'm using oil as my binder, and I'm putting my seasoning. I did say salt and pepper to your taste. I'm using Creole seasoning, but you definitely don't want to go without the rosemary and minced thyme. Today I have two batch. I have this one right here with the herb crusted, and I also did one with my binder being mustard. Alright, so pretty much once you have seasoned your meat, you can actually wrap it and put them in the fridge for 2 to 4 hours or overnight. Let the seasoning get inside your meat. They'll be ready for searing. When it comes to searing, simple rules. You need to have your oil very hot. You want to hear that sizzle, the initial sizzle, and sear all 5 sides. When searing the sides, you don't need to turn it back and forth. Just leave them there from anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes each side until you see a nice little color on there. This is gonna seal all the juices, all the flavoring within this meat. There's actually 3 steps that we're going to follow right here, starting by the searing. So we're searing right now. We are going to baste the meat, and then we're going to put it in the oven for a good 10 to 15 minutes. So to baste, we need some butter, we need some garlic, rosemary, and thyme. And we're just gonna take a spoon and spoon out some of that delicious liquid flavoring on top of the meat. If your fire is too hot right now, it will burn the butter and it'll turn dark brown. Give you a bad taste. Now this rack has been cooking for a little while, so when it's out of the oven, we're going to let it rest for a good 10 to 15 minutes. This is my first rack that I had seasoned and with a mustard base, and I just simply put it under the oven. Didn't really sear it, and I have a good medium out of it. So we're gonna present this one right here, and let's see how it's gonna look. Wow, this is delicious. It looks like a good medium well. Medium. Very juicy inside there, you can see it. And And this is the herb crusted with a sweet potato mash. And then I sprinkle some cinnamon on top. Was it cinnamon or nutmeg? Yes, cinnamon. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And hopefully pretty soon I will put another one. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Rose, my dear Rosie, please come back.